Now at 9, we have updates into the investigation of a 4-year-old boy shot on Muncie's South Side.
And new information on the sentencing for the Michigan school shooter.
Plus a look into a new program at Ivy Tech aimed to help the Muncie community.
And the latest on the war in Ukraine, now affecting neighboring Poland.
Some big stories, and then some big cold. How low are we going to go? I'll tell you tonight in my full forecast.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us. I'm Grace Benkowski.
And I'm Kennedy Court.
We begin tonight with new information on the 4-year-old who was shot and killed on the South Side yesterday afternoon.
NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chalker has the following. And Anna, you learned charges have been filed?
Yeah, the mother and her boyfriend were formally charged today with 1 count of neglect of a dependent resulting in death and another count of neglect of a dependent. According to the affidavit, Joseph Jackson told investigators he owned a 9mm Glock 19. He left that gun sitting, quote, on a dollhouse in the upstairs room he shares with Alicia Smith and her children. Jackson said he regularly leaves the gun sitting on the dollhouse and his retention holster inside of it. The dollhouse the child climbed on was measured 3 feet from the ground, and Jackson said it was common for the child to climb on higher objects. He stated he was on the first floor when he heard a pop noise, followed by Smith screaming, and when he got upstairs, he saw the child laying on the floor bleeding from his face. Investigators also questioned Smith, who said she was in the bedroom at the time. She stated her child was playing on a desk chair and she turned around and saw him holding the gun. He then fired it and collapsed on the floor. Smith admitted she was aware that Jackson had a gun and left it sitting on the dollhouse, quote, at least 10 times. During a search of the house, investigators found a large gun safe on the first floor that could have been used to safely store that firearm. Now there is no initial hearing date set. Both Jackson and Smith's bonds are set for $55,000.
A new program at the Ivy Tech campus in downtown Muncie called Work Matters is aiming to reduce recidivism in the community by offering support, education, and jobs to justice-involved individuals.
Ivy Tech Muncie partnered with manufacturers in the Delaware and Henry County areas that are in need of workers to have Work Matters students work there while learning life skills, getting support, and continuing their education path. NewsLink Indiana's Tara Konieczny has more.
Work Matters launched in August at Ivy Tech, offering 8 and 16-week courses. The main goal is giving justice-involved individuals a second chance while also fulfilling workforce needs. Work Matters partners with the probation department to let people know about the program and offer support to people who get out of jail.
Whole end game here is to reduce recidivism. They need to believe in themselves. We believe in them, but they need to believe in themselves. So if we continue to provide that support, that wraparound services, if they need clothes, if they need food supplies, if they need transportation to school, and that's where the rubber hits the road when they say, you believe in me. Now it's time for me to believe in me.
With only a few months into the program, they said success is shining through.
They are literally reintegrating in many cases back into society, and they don't feel good about who they are, the choices they've made, but most importantly, who they've hurt. So this does mean a lot to them.
In Muncie, Tara Konieczny, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you or someone you know is interested in the Work Matters program at Ivy Tech, you can contact Stacy Bell for more information at ebell78@ivytech.edu.
IU Health at Ball Memorial Hospital will be hosting free breast and cervical cancer screenings this Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. Screening is only available to women aged 21 through 65 that have not had a PAP test in the last year or total hysterectomy. To register, call 765-751-2727. The screening will be at Ball Memorial Hospital on 221 North Celia Avenue. It is important to register as soon as possible because space is limited. It is advised that you get screened regularly because early diagnosis is critical to treatment, cure, and survival. Becky Butts, Coordinator of Community Education, says that IU Health is dedicated to promoting free screening and ensuring all women have adequate access to health care. Women attending will have access to financial assistance if any follow-up care is needed after the screening. IU Health says that they will offer walk-ins, but only if space allows.
And transitioning into our forecast, I know we're going to be seeing some of those winter temperatures coming soon this week.
It might be time to grab a jacket. Ryan has the latest.
Well, definitely you guys are right on with that one. Not only a jacket, but also something where you might be able to help deal with precipitation as well. Something like a windbreaker that'll dry off easily to cover that warm sort of, well, yeah, a winter coat will be fine. But anyway, looking out there, cloudy again, along with some snow showers leaving our area. We're trying to cool the air mass. So if the snow lovers are out there, you know, we're at 36 degrees right now in Muncie, and that trend is expected to continue on as we work through the next 12 hours. And that in my full forecast, we do have some more snow chances on the way, some lake effect potential, with also some very cold temperatures on their way. All that and more later.
Thank you, Ryan. Breaking now, former President Donald Trump just announced that he is running for the 2024 presidential election. He just made that announcement from the steps of his Mar-a-Lago home. He was joined by his wife, Melania Trump.
He was called, quote, the next president of America.
He made the announcement behind a podium that said, "Make America Great Again at 2024. He said, quote, "America's comeback starts now." Now, today in Michigan, court documents indicate they are seeking life in prison without parole for Ethan Crumbley, case from the shooting at Oxford High School last November. Last month, Crumbley entered a guilty plea to all the charges against him, including 4 counts of first-degree murder and a terrorism charge. The shooting left 4 people dead and 7 others injured. Prosecutors say they did not reduce the sentence they are seeking due to Crumbley's guilty plea. A Waukesha, Wisconsin courtroom was cleared today after a threat was called in. It happened during the sentencing hearing for a man convicted in the Christmas parade attack. The judge abruptly called for a recess without explanation.
The judge said he stopped the proceedings when the sheriff asked to meet with him. The judge said this sheriff assured him the building is very secure and all reasonable security measures had been taken. Victim impact statements resumed more than an hour later. Darrell Brooks was found guilty last month of 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide for driving his SUV into a crowd of Christmas parade attendees in Waukesha, Wisconsin last year.
Many holes left in our community, but our community has grown stronger and we all have each other. You, however, will have no one. You will have no one in a cell where you belong for the rest of your life.
The attack killed 6 people and wounded dozens more. 2 missiles struck Poland near the Ukrainian border, killing at least 2 people. It's unclear where the projectiles originated.
The Russian Defense Ministry denied behind, quote, any strikes on targets near the Ukrainian-Polish border, end quote. The incident occurring after Ukrainians were warned to expect more attacks from Russia.
Today happened what we warned about a long time ago. This terror is not limited to our national borders. It has spread to the territory of Moldova, and today, Russian missiles hit Poland.
Russian missiles struck about a dozen Ukrainian cities and districts today, marking the largest wave of attacks on the country this month following several devastating rounds in October. Senior Ukrainian officials say at least half of the customers in Kyiv have no electricity after Russian strikes forced emergency outages.
The increase in RSV cases across the country has forced one hospital in Arizona.
They've not been exposed to viruses, so they don't have their innate antibody protection. Here we are today, the masks are off, the kids are in school, it's starting to get a little bit cold, and the viruses are having a heyday.
Doctors say the pandemic is partially to blame. That's because kids who wore masks during the pandemic were shielded from catching viruses, and their immune systems are now weaker.
A federal judge blocked a former Trump administration measure today.
And Amazon will offer a new service to consumers. Find out how it can help you next.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, MITS will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. With Republicans poised to possibly take control of the House of Representatives after the midterm election, Congressman Kevin McCarthy has been selected as the GOP nominee for Speaker. McCarthy beat Andy Biggs by a wide margin during party leadership votes today. The vote was secret and only required a simple majority. But in order to become Speaker, McCarthy would need a majority of representatives to vote for him in January. So gaining the support of nearly all Republicans is important. There are still some undecided races, but as of today, Republicans are only one seat away from regaining control of the chamber.
A federal judge blocked a rule that makes it easier to expel migrants today. It's called Title 42. Drafted by the Trump administration, the rule gave authorities border ability to push migrants out of the U.S. due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Biden administration has also relied on it to help curb an increase in migration at the border. More than 1 million migrants have been expelled under Title 42, but today a judge ruled it violates the Administration Procedure Act. Without Title 42 in place, all migrants arrested at the border must be processed under immigration law.
Today, Amazon launched a virtual clinic to treat common health conditions. The company says the service, Amazon Clinic, will focus on affordable care for those who need treatments for conditions such as allergies, acne, and hair loss. The service links customers to a, quote, licensed and qualified telehealth provider from Amazon's list. Patients speak to doctors through a message-based portal, and doctors will send a treatment plan as well as prescriptions from pharmacies. Now, there's no word on how much this service will cost yet, and Amazon does not accept insurance. The clinic will be available in 32 states, but Amazon says it hopes to expand it in the coming months. The woman made famous when she danced with President Obama and the First Lady back in 2016 passed yesterday. Virginia McLaurin was 113 years old. She gained national attention when she visited the Obamas during Black History Month. In her joy to meet them, she started dancing. McLaurin was 106 years old when this happened. She gained a national spotlight, but she was well known in the Washington, D.C. community before that. She spent decades volunteering 40 hours a week at schools after she retired.
If you're traveling this Thanksgiving, brace yourself for crowds. 54.6 million people are expected to travel this holiday season, according to AAA. That's slightly up from 2021 and nearly as high as pre-pandemic volumes. AAA's advice for those hitting the friendly skies this season: reserve airport parking ahead of time, build in time for long TSA lines, and avoid checking a bag if possible. And now, with all this...
Well, you might be thinking about Thanksgiving and thinking, hey, what's the weather going to be like? Well, we're going to have to get through some colder weather first to get to maybe some warmth. I'll have all that and more in my full forecast next.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes.
Forecaster Ryan Hill, definitely looking like a pretty soggy one out there. This is a live shot at our trooper cam. And you can see we've got some precipitation rolling its way through the area right now. Some departing snow showers that tried to change over as the temperature cooled. But we still have more in the offing rotating around an upper level low that's going to continue to rule the roost as we work our way through the forecast. Currently, we're looking like this, pretty well below average, as a matter of fact. Today's high only reached 39. We usually reach 53, and our record, at least it'll give you warm thoughts, 74 degrees set back in 1971. Groovy 70s, we miss them. But anyway, take a look at that 36. That's all we got for you right now. 35 in Indy, 35 at Lafayette as well. And that will be the continuing trend. We'll continue to close in on freezing as we work our way through the night. 30s looking our overnight low as we taper off some of those snow showers. Going on through tomorrow, however, we do increase that risk for some snow showers and maybe even some lake effect snow later on during the night hours. Otherwise, it's going to be breezy, and that's setting up our next story, the wind chill. Futurecast definitely showing we start off with some stray showers, but it really starts picking up in the evening. And then by midnight, you see that it just passed lake effect streamers coming off Lake Michigan. So some of that may accumulate, maybe a dusting to a coating on at least the grassy surfaces. We will have to take a look at that. But then meanwhile, take a look at that wind chill. You're well below normal when it comes to that sensible temperature. So that's definitely something you want. Add the layers, add the hat and mittens, everything that'll keep you warm, especially as you work through Thursday into Friday. But I do have some warmer weather in store for you, this 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. As you can see, that below average is pushed to the east, and that gray actually means around average. So when I was talking about Turkey Day during my tease, I got to tell you, maybe we're looking a little warmer, maybe we're looking at another shot at some precip, but maybe some warmer weather. We'll have to see. But anyway, here's our 7-day forecast. We do have those shots at precipitation. I do think Wednesday and Thursday are our better chances, especially with that lake effect snow. We've got a weak system working its way through Saturday, but it's running into some dry air before we wind up making our way into some 40s by Tuesday. How do we like that? What are we thinking about this forecast?
You know what, I'm not ready for 40 degrees, but it has to be better than those lows that were in the teens.
Oh boy, I gotta tell you, again, bundle up, and with all of these things going on, definitely keep an eye on our Facebook and our Twitter at NewsLink Indiana, at NLI Weather, and check our NewsLink Indiana, NewsLink BSU page as well for further updates on news-related and weather-related stories as well.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much, Ryan. We're going to take a look at sports.
Hey, thanks, guys. We catch up with multiple Ball State teams later with matchups later going on this week.
I'm Brendan Mullet here live at Ball State's final home game of the season. And for some players, they might be chasing for something more than just a win. All that and more next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Zach Greer with sports. Ball State football continues their 4-game streak of Tuesday night action with a lot more on the line than just a win. NewsLink Indiana's Brendan Mullet joins us live from Schumann Stadium, and as the game is currently still underway. Brendan, what do you have for us?
Well, Zach, it may be cold and snowy, but Ball State is still coming to play. And for some players, they might be playing for something a little bit more than just another win. It's senior night here at Schwinn Stadium, and some players' imaginary clock is slowly ticking down at the amount of time playing here for the Cardinals and under the lights here at Ball State. Now, this type of game, it's cold, it's snowy, and I wanted to see which Cardinal would step up to the challenge and not be rattled by the cold. The Cardinals are currently playing the red-hot Ohio Bobcats, who've currently won 5 straight and won 6 of the last 7. They currently trail the Bobcats 19-3. In the middle of this third quarter, might have to change their offense a little bit more and might want to pass the ball a little bit more if they want to get back into this game. And like I said, I wanted to see which Cardinal would not be routed by the cold, and it's been none other than Ball State's old reliable Carson Steele, who nearly already has 100 rushing yards, is at 96 right now in the middle of the third quarter, looking to get his 9th touchdown of the year. Now, like I said, Ball State might want to change their game plan up a little bit. They're typically a run-first offense, but Paddock might want to start passing the ball a little bit more to rally these Cardinals to try to get their 6th win of the season. And their 6th win is not the only thing that they're searching for. They might currently get above the 500 mark, but they'll also be bowl eligible with a win for the 3rd straight year. Now, once again, it's cold and it's snowy, and hopefully the Cardinals can send these true fans home with a win, as they've been so loyal and so loud throughout this whole game. Live from Schwinn Stadium, Brendan Mullet, NewsLink, Indiana.
Thanks, Brennan. As Ball State football searches for a win against the University of Ohio, defensive coordinator Tyler Stockton has been nominated for a special award. Stockton, in his 4th year with the Cardinals, has been nominated for the Broyles Award, given to the nation's top assistant coach for the 3rd consecutive year. Stockton is one of 58 coaches around the country nominated for the honor, named after former Arkansas head coach Frank Broyles. Stockton's efficient defense got him the nod, allowing the 2nd lowest passing yards and passing efficiency per game. Shooting over to the hardwood, Ball State men's basketball looks to file another game in the win column. The Cardinals are set to take on the University of Nebraska-Omaha Mavericks in Omaha tomorrow night. Ball State comes into the matchup 1-1 on the year after a 12-point loss to the in-state foe, the Indiana State Sycamores. On the flip side of the court, the Mavericks enter in 1-2 on the year with losses to Nebraska and 5th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks. The Cardinals will look to improve upon new head coach Michael Lewis's defensive mindset with tip-off set for 8:30 p.m. And finally, another Cardinal looking to get a win as women's volleyball gets ready for senior night inside Worthen Arena. Ball State will face off against MAC opponent the Toledo Rockets tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for the last home game and regular season game of the year. The Cardinals enter into the match with a broken streak after split matches with the Ohio Bobcats last weekend. Ball State will look to move to 23-7 on the year, as well as a share as the MAC regular season championship and hosting rights for the MAC championship with a win over the Rockets. And guys, it's been really awesome to see Ball State women's volleyball doing really well this season. I'm hoping that they can actually do well in the MAC tournament this year.
Yeah, definitely. Wishing the best of luck to them as well as all the other teams that might be wrapping up their seasons or just getting started.
I'm hoping to meet some of the volleyball players in a game soon.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if we have the opportunity of winning this game tomorrow night, we'll be able to host the MAC tournament, which will be going on next week for all of the Ball State fans who are looking to watch the team do well in the MAC tournament as well.
Perfect, definitely. Well, thank you so much, Zach. After the break, we'll take a look at our anchor picks.
And a final look at weather.
Baby, you see, I cannot set you free. My lonely days are gone. That's why I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, no, never gonna let you go.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Hi.
Can you help me?
I got it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. If you appreciate a beer as cold as the Rockies, then you might like a new nail polish from Coors Light. Chill Polish is a gender-neutral, silver-colored polish that can be applied to your nails as a new way to check the temperature of your brew. When you tap your nails against your beer glass, they should turn blue if your beer is cold enough. If nail polish isn't your thing, Coors Light already has color-changing beer cans that switch from white to blue to signal when a beer reaches optimal drinking temperature, which, by the way, Coors Light says is 42 degrees Fahrenheit. Chill Polish costs $7, and you can buy it now on the Coors Light website.
Elf on the Shelf is getting a new challenger from a rather unlikely place, salad dressing. Now meet Ranchi. He's more adorable than a bottle of dairy and spice has a right to be. Ranchi is the star of Hidden Valley's Ranch on a Branch holiday tale. It borrows heavily from Elf on the Shelf, where owners are asked to move Ranchi to a new spot every day. That helps him inspire people to spread joy, which may power him to achieve his dream of becoming a real bottle of ranch dressing. You can order your own plush Ranchi for $30 on Hidden Valley's website. He also comes with an illustrated book. Now, this is getting me into the holiday spirit. I want Ranchi.
Well, speaking of holiday spirit, you've got that weather that's chilling out like Ranchi on a Branchy as we work our way through the weekend. So I would imagine you're probably going to be playing those Christmas tunes and lighting those lights as these temperatures just kind of set the mood, yeah?
Definitely looks like we're going to be staying in those 20s and 30s for a little bit there, so we'll be bundling up, putting on the hats and gloves like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, although we do have some warmer weather for the folks out there. 40s, not too bad, but maybe a little something for everybody, right?
Perfect. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news, anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.